You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome to another episode of our series talking about handmade, historical handmade, and how it changed up until today. We'll be talking about another handmade technique that you can meet in Poland. Enjoy! Welcome to another episode of our series about Polish handmade. Obviously, here we've got just a short translation of the whole interview, but I would gladly invite you to the whole rest and all the materials that we've gathered on the dedicated webpage. But here I'll just mention that we had this really nice interview with Wiesława Gruchała from Regional Museum in Wągrowiec. She represented ladies from the Pałuki Embroidery Lovers Club, operating in the Regional Museum in Wągrowiec. And Mrs. Krystyna Ługiewicz, who is the head of the embroidery club, gave us a really great tour about their embroidery. It's like a lack of breath and lack of words to describe what I've seen there. That's why I started with telling you about the webpage. It's really hard to just talk about it. But let's just tell a short story to invite you in. This embroidery club was established in 2013 after a workshop organized by the Regional Museum in Wągrowiec. It has been working continuously ever since. Mrs. Wiesława Gruchała from Wągrowiec is the head of the club, and Mrs. Krystyna Ługiewicz from Bożejewiczki is the embroidery master, watching over the correctness of the embroidery patterns. So it's like a perfect match, right? She was awarded the Decoration of Honor Meritorious of Polish Culture by the Ministry of Culture and National Heritage and the Marshal of Kuyavian-Pomeranian Voivodeship. Mrs. Ługiewicz is the award winner of many contests, and you can admire her works in museums throughout Poland. She teaches embroidery in the museum in Wągrowiec and the community center in Rogowo. Ladies from the Pałuki Embroidery Lovers Club take part and win awards in the oldest embroidery contest in Poland, which has been organized in Szubin for over 50 years. Pałuki embroidery is very characteristic. It adorns the elements of the Pałuki costume, the bonnet, the ruff, the shirt, the apron, and both the white and the red petticoat. The red petticoat is called piekielnica, which comes from the Polish word piekło, meaning hell, because it is red and the embroidery is black. The main motifs of the Pałuki embroidery are plant motifs like leaves, twigs, and bouquets. The structure of the embroidery is very thick and complex. The rest of the elements are embroidered with white threads. Bonnets, ruffs, and shirts in the Pałuki costume are white, embroidered with white cotton thread in floral motifs, with embroidered eyelets. The apron was usually of pale red and white stripes and embroidered with white thread. The Pałuki costume consists of a characteristic bonnet made of white linen and tulle decorated with complex Pałuki embroidery. White embroidered ties are sewn to the sides of the bonnet, and sometimes they are so long that they reach knees. With the white embroidered shirt, maidens wore a black or navy blue corset, and married women a short dark doublet. The embroidered ruff went on the top along with red small beads. The lower part consisted of a white embroidered petticoat, a red flannel petticoat,
a so-called piekielnica, on top of which they wore a didok, which is a wool skirt formerly stripped, now in dark colors. And embroidered apron was worn on the dry dock. So there were like layer upon a layer upon a layer upon a layer, and all the layers were handmade embroidered. You have to see that. You just have to go to this webpage. Ladies from Wągrowiec Embroidery Club also use Pałuki patterns to embroider tablecloths, napkins, bags, and in the present times of pandemic, even face masks with Pałuki embroidery. Yeah, they kind of combine those, old traditional folk elements with nowadays motifs. And those bags, those, tablecloths, they have such a level of precision that they look just like a small masterpieces. What is sad, the prices of such products are really low. That saddened me the most. But that's a different story. I really welcome you to see those patterns, to see those handmade art, precious elements, and to see those ladies who devoted their time, their life, so to say, in order to keep this tradition going. And they still do it, and they still teach it. So there is a chance that this beautiful folk culture expressed in handmade art won't be forgotten. See you in the next episode.